Have you ever wondered whether or not Reinheitsgebot is relevant or being practiced 1,000 years in the future?
Not really. Why?
Well, I have. Good news, everyone! Today we're brewing beer from the future.
That's right. Welcome to Pop Culture Brewing, the show where we brew beer from your favorite TV shows and games. And today we're diving into the far future and tasting what future beer tastes like.
We are diving into the fantastic world of Futurama, an animated show set in the year 3000, where our protagonist, Fry, he gets frozen, ends up in the future, and ends up as a delivery boy.
We are gonna have to get a little bit more nerdy to figure out what type of beer we're brewing today.
Yeah, we kind of need to watch the episode and reverse engineer what we see to figure out what beer style it is.
When creating a recipe, we usually need to look for a hop profile, what malt profile we're using, what color of the beer is, and what type of yeast we're using.
Let's just watch the episode.
Beer. So many choices, and it makes so little difference.
As a craft beer enthusiast, a really nice joke, because there are so many different beers. Just like, how many different types of Indian pale ales have you had in your life, Mikkel?
It's incredible how many of the same beer you've drunk. And I think we were all tried standing in the supermarket looking at the craft beer section and just being like, what is there really a difference here?
Yeah.
Lowbrow. It has dots on it.
Overruled. The choice of champions is Pabst Blue Robot.
I can't drink that. The metal shavings make my throat bloody.
Wow, baby wants a Zima.
That's a kind of a comment on stout, I think.
Right, when we're drunk. Now listen, why don't we just brew our own beer?
You can brew your own beer?
You can brew your own beer?
I didn't know that. That's usually how hobbies like these start.
Yeah, the revelation of you can just brew it?
Let's see. We've got our malt, our hops. We just need a big disposable tub to mix it in.
Yo!
We see them adding the hops and the malt at the same time with the water into blender, and that's not really how we usually like to do it. What we can see from this is they're using hop pellets, and what type of malt is that?
Yeah, it's an extract, but so it's somewhat pre-boiled malt where you just have the sugar water.
Yeah.
And I have never brewed with an extract. Honestly, I don't know if you can just mix your hops and your extract and then put it to a boil immediately. Need two different temperatures for your malt step and your hop step, just to take it down a notch. So this just hurts.
Yeah, we are proud all grain brewers, and we've never heard anyone recommend trying extracts out.
To make our recipe, of course, we're going to use hop pellets. We usually do that, but we are not going to use extract.
No. Also because we can't really control the malt profile in the extract as much as when we use grains.
But I would like to point out the color, which it's not that clear, but it is a darker of color. That seems like it could be a beer which has some high content of caramel malts or some roasted malts to get this dark color.
Yeah.
Now it needs to boil for a couple hours.
Wort boiling for 2 hours is insane. Don't do that, please.
You're going to get way too many alpha acids out of your hops. The alpha acids is what makes it bitter.
It kind of makes sense as the writers in the episode, because it usually takes the mashing step could take an hour, and then the wort boiling could take an hour. So that could be what's happening here, and they just thought, okay, but we're just chucking it in at the same time. So yeah, but we have an extract, so there really is no reason to do it for this long.
Yeah.
The ingredients are cooked, and they've picked up some of your natural robot flavorings. Time to add the yeast.
Okay, so robot flavor. I feel like is that oil? Is it rust? Is it just straight up metal? Yeah.
I think we need to use a metal.
Yeah, metal kegs or something like that for second fermentation.
Yeah. Tasting the foam to figure out whether or not your ingredients are cooked is not the best way of doing it.
Yeast? You mean I'll have a life form growing inside me?
No.
It's so beautiful.
Okay, that's f***ed up. They are pouring the yeast into a boiling pot. That's just gonna kill the yeast. I think most cultures, anything can't sustain 100 degrees.
Yeah, usually, like if you want to disinfect something, put it to a boil at 100 degrees Celsius. They just killed the yeast, and if we're going to follow the process as they did it, we would not achieve anything.
We wouldn't get a beer, so maybe just skip this part of the process.
I'm really starting to swell up with beer. I must look ridiculous.
No.
He should not have swollen up due to pressure, because the yeast should be dead. But it is the future. They might have gene modified the yeast to be able to withstand high temperatures.
Isn't that how The Last of Us started? We see him swelling. And that could tell us something about we need to try and put some pressure on the brew.
So we don't have the equipment to do pressure fermentation.
If you want an episode where we do a bender but fermented, just write it in the comments.
You're doing great.
It feels like I'm trying to push a water bit out of me.
So now they are bottling the beer, and we get an idea of the color, and it's this quite dark brownish color. It could be a mild stout or a dark lager or a Vienna lager on steroids.
The tube could be darkened, but it doesn't really look like there's anything making the color more dark than it should be. So we have a EBC, European beer color, that is quite high.
Almost there. Just 2 more bottles.
Is it okay? I can't hear anything.
It's an ale. 5 gallons, 6 ounces.
Okay, so they're saying it's an ale. That makes sense due to the fermentation temperature. Bender is walking around at room temperature. Also, in other episodes, he has a tendency to burp flames. So I would say quite hot.
Yeah.
Top fermented. And then we have a picture of the label. And Benderbrau Cold Fusion Steam Beer. Not a style that I am familiar with.
I actually looked into this, cheated from home. The steam beer is also known as the California Common, which is a lager type beer, but it's fermented at ale temperatures because
With ale yeasts.
with ale yeast.
To sum up, we're going to use a top fermenting yeast. Our malt profile needs to consist of a lot of caramel malts and some roasted malts, besides our base pale malts. The hop profile, I'm thinking of something a bit crisp.
It makes sense. I think it could fit the profile.
I think we got our recipe.
So we are now ready to begin brewing our Benderbrau.
And instead of using an extract, we have, of course, made our grain mix.
It's a mix of pale malt, crystal malt, and Munich malt. And now he's just distributing the grains so they all get wet and...
Are we making tea or porridge? That is the question. So right now we are boiling some water that we are going to mix with some cooler water to achieve the desired sparge water temperature. So what we are doing now is that we are draining the mash, and then we're going to pour the sparge water over it, and by that washing off the last sugar of the grains.
So what I'm doing here is trying not to disturb it too much by just dumping the entire thing in, but slowly letting it drain. So there's a tiny layer, but not everything. And there's raising the temperature, so we are ready to go into a boil. What? Wait. We have 25 grams here of our beautiful Northern brewer.
Looking at the foam on the wort, it looks like we are going to achieve the desired color of the Binderbräu. Now we're going to add our hops. This is where we get our bitterness from. Hey. Whoop, whoop.
And now we have added the last batch of hops to this brew. There's a reason to keep it in if it's not chilling. You can see clouds moving in the beer, and I think that's a really nice illustration of how much we actually got out of it.
Oh!
What did it? And he has not even drunk. Okay, we see a high bounce, which means a lot of sugar. When I'm pouring it like this, it really looks like Binderbräu. I think we hit it off really well.
We did it, Bender. We made beer.
Beer?
So now we have finished fermenting both our first and second fermentation. Now have a few steel party kegs of beer. As all good TV kitchen, we cheated from home.
The first pours from a party keg is very foamy, so we had it stand a bit so we could look at what a normal Binderbräu would look like.
Just by looking at it, I feel like we pretty close to nailing the color of what we see in the episode.
Yeah, definitely. I think we really hit a nice brown color in the malt profile of it. Cheers!
Cheers! Oh, this is a really pleasant drinking beer.
Yeah.
But you kind of get the taste that it's been in cheap steel party kegs.
Yeah, as it often is with brewing, you get what you pay for, and the metal in the taste also fits the Bender profile we were
Oh
going
yes,
for.
so of course, usually we are just looking into ABC, ABV, and all of that, but here we also have the factor Bender flavor.
And we nailed that.
We nailed the Bender flavor, I would say.
I think. Yeah, it's caramelly. There's some smokiness in the taste, and I think that also fits Bender because he's known to spew fire when he burps. So there should be some smokiness in the flavor.
It also tastes a bit dangerous because, of course, this is not like a very high ABV beer. It's only 5.7%, but it doesn't taste like 5.7%. It's a very drinkable beer. We made the Binderbräu, a California common, and Mikkel, how well do you think we...
Looking at the style guidelines, we hit it out of the park with the color, a relatively high ABV, and I think the bitterness of the beer is fitting for the style. So I think we really did a well-brewed California.
And the added factor, Bender flavor, it got a bit of steel flavor from the very cheap party kegs. If you want to try to do this yourself, we have made a freebie. See the link in the description for the recipe. As well as hit that like and subscribe button and write a comment about your thoughts. And see you next time.